Hi friends, today I am gonna share you the recipe of making soft idlis at home. This recipe of making super soft idlis doesn't include sodium benzoate, that is cooking soda. Many of my customers and friends are other language people, and me being a Tamilian, absolutely my recipes will be in Tamil, of course. They keep messaging me, ma'am, we love all your tips and recipes, but still, idli being a healthy and a staple recipe for all age groups, please post the recipe of idlis in English. This is what they request. So here I would be posting the idli recipe of making super soft idlis in English. So with small tips and techniques. Dear friends, it's just dedicated for you, and please do share your comments. Try to make it. If any mistakes that happens, please do let me know. So now let's move on to the recipe. So initially now let me talk about the ratio here. My family ratio is 6 is to 1 and few are 8 is to 1. That is 6 cup of rice and 1 cup of urad dal. Being a beginner after marriage, it was quite difficult for me to make soft idlis with this ratio, and one of my neighbor auntie, she asked me to always start up the ratio of 4 is to 1. This was really helpful for me in my initial stage, and later when I learned how to grind a fluffy urad dal batter, I move on to the ratio of 5 is to 1, which never let you down at any time. So for today's batter, I have taken 5 glass of idli rice and 1 glass of urad dal. Saying glass or cup, you need not worry about the quantity. So in whichever cup you are measuring the rice, the same cup you can measure the urad dal also. So that is what we call as 5 is to 1 ratio. Today I have used a measuring cup of 100 grams. This will give you 40 to 45 idlis of medium size. I generally do not grind the batter for over a week because batter being refrigerated is not a healthy recommendation. Freshly ground batter for 2 days in making idli dosa is a healthy option. So I reduce the time duration of refrigerating the batter. It will be for 3 days usage. For this, I am soaking now 1 tablespoon of fenugreek, that is methi seeds. Along with this, I am also soaking 1 tablespoon of soya beans. Adding soya is for a healthier add-on, and earlier days we doesn't use this soyas in grinding the idli batters. Now let's wash the urad dal and the rice separately. Pour adequate amount of water for the dal to be soaked. In the same way, do it for the washed idli rice too. Make sure to add plenty of water and keep it aside for 6 to 8 hours. I have soaked these dal and rice in the afternoon for grinding in the evening. You can either soak the fenugreek seeds separately or along with urad dal. We usually use a wet grinder for grinding idli dosa batters. Before switching on the grinder, add the soaked fenugreek and soya. Along with that, add a handful of dal and water before switching on the grinder. Now you can add the complete soaked urad dal. The wet grinder what I am using now is 2 liter capacity. This can hold a maximum of 6 to 7 glasses, that is 700 grams of rice for one set of grinding. Use this soaked water to add in between at regular intervals. You need not use the fresh water for grinding. Main tips for grinding idli dosa batter is do not pour the water at a time. Make sure to sprinkle or add little by little at regular time intervals. Check the urad dal grinding consistency in between and just push inside the dals that are sticking around the walls of the grinder. You can either use your hand or a spatula. We always use a hand right from grinding to mixing because using the hand will give you the natural fermentation. It's okay to use the spatula while grinding, but make sure to use your hand for mixing both the batters at the end. Once the urad dal turns out into a fluffy batter, take out into a separate bowl. It's better to use a wide pan. I have used this small bowl just for your visibility how we are taking the batter. Next, in the same empty grinder, start adding the soaked rice. Similar to urad dal, you should also grind the idli rice by adding water little by little. Clean in the rice initially that are sticking on the side walls of the grinder. Grinding urad dal should be very soft and fluffy, whereas grinding the rice should not be too soft, because grinding too soft will make your idlis hard. So rice batter should be in the form of granules, at least 5 to 10%. Now it's done. Switch off the grinder. Transfer the rice batter into the already grounded urad dal batter. To this, add now 3 tablespoons of salt. I am using the crystal salt. Mixing in this bowl wouldn't be sufficient, so you can transfer the batter into a wide bowl or a lengthy vessel. Make sure to use your hands for mixing both the batters. You can think, why can't we use the grinder for mixing? But that doesn't give you a good fermentation. This is the reason we are using our hand for mixing the batters. Set it aside 6 to 8 hours for fermentation. After 8 hours, when you check, the batter would have fermented so neatly, and when you touch in your finger and see, you can feel the fluffiness of the batter. Now you can mix gently using a ladle or a spoon. The batter is now ready for making idlis. Take an idli plate and a cloth. Wet the cloth and squeeze the extra water out. Now spread the cloth over the idli plate. You can fold in the extra cloth that are hanging outside. We traditionally use this type of idli plates that has holes in it. You can also use the normal plates that are available in market by applying little oil on it. Take a spoonful of batter and pour in each space. Please check the flow of the batter in the video that I am adding. An important tips that you have to notice here is, take a ladle of batter, add in one space. Then the next ladle of batter should go to the other hole. When you half fill the hole and over add the remaining, this tends to make your idlis becoming hard. Meanwhile, add half finger level water in an idli pan and let it boil. Important thing is, make sure to keep the idli plates for steaming only after the water starts boiling. Now cover the idli pan with the lid and steam it for 10 to 12 minutes in a medium flame. You can use a steel container to store the remaining batter. For a healthy concern, store the batter for a maximum of 3 to 4 days. Friends, make sure not to grind plenty of batter and refrigerate for over a week. After 12 minutes, open the lid and check now whether the idlis have been cooked. For that, wet your fingers and put a hole in the center. If it isn't sticky, then your idlis are perfectly done. Put off the flame and leave the plate aside for a minute before you take out the idlis. Taking out the plate needs a spoon of water to be poured in the center. This spreads evenly in the sides of all idlis. This makes you to take out the idlis without sticking in the cloth. The idlis that are ready now are hot and soft. You can also take out the idlis by tilting the plate over the hot case and gently removing the cloth. Now you can serve these idlis with chutneys or sambars of your choice. Idli being a staple South Indian food, it is also a comfortable food for all age groups. Hope you all enjoyed the traditional method of making idlis in South India. Also, I feel the tips I shared would be really helpful for the beginners when making idlis. Thanks all for your patience and time. To watch more recipes with a traditional touch, please subscribe my channel and click the bell icons for new post notifications. Thanks for watching.